fast forward to 2000 and let's say 11 or 10. My husband at the time was a electrician in the oil field, and there were a lot of young guys coming up working there. And this one gentleman realized that we had been talking about Black Wall Street, and he was, he was pink. And so he was excited to hear about the history. And he said, well, I'm working on the stadium that they're building right now. And this is what I need you to know, that when we were excavating that stadium, the bones, because they threw all of the bones of our ancestors in a mass grave and just covered it over with dirt. Thousands of people were just thrown, babies and women and children thrown into a massive grave, and they covered it over with dirt. And then during this excavation, because truly they have tried to eradicate the memory of Black Wall Street completely. So I have some videos that I've put up, and I'll send them to you, or you can go on my Facebook page and look at them. But as they were excavating that particular property, the people that were there were taking the bones of our ancestors and taking pictures and taking them with them as souvenirs. And then they said that they would absolutely murder these people and their families if this information ever got out. So the young man had been so impressed with the relationship that had been established, and he told and asked us, would we keep him anonymous, but to go and see for ourselves. And so we did. We went to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we interviewed people, and we walked through and we saw the gentrification of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And the sad part is that it's few people in Tulsa that actually knows about the Holocaust than anywhere. They have completely wiped it out. You can't hear about it in the school. You can't talk about it. And those powers that be are still in position. And unfortunately, it has transferred over where they're using Black people, the leaders, as they've done in the past, to snowball and to anesthetize and to lull the people to sleep and act like it has never happened. And so we gave tours there to actually see it and to talk to the people and to interview them. So we have young people we've interviewed and older people, and where they were talking about it, where they actually experienced it, and they were afraid because those powers are still in place. So we are collectively, the movement of Black Wall Street is to set up Black Wall Street districts over the entire country and internationally. We have Black Wall Street districts in South Africa. We have Black Wall Street districts in Europe. We have Black Wall Street districts we're opening up in China and Japan. And the interesting thing is our membership, our collective membership, we have more non-melanated people as members than we do as members. So the groundswell is to go to these communities. I originally was the Southern Regional Director of Black Wall Street. And Dr. Michael Carter, he is the founder and president of Black Wall Street. And he is also a very special friend and godson to myself. So in the effort to get this movement some momentum, he assigned to me the southern region because I was in Tulsa. I was in Oklahoma. So we had Oklahoma and Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana. But when you have family all over the country, you reach out to the family. So we began to set up districts via the contacts that we had in different states, and appointed people in positions. In Mississippi, we opened up Black Wall Street, and I appointed Ms. Ethel Kane as the director down there and worked with her to get that established as I was the Southern Regional Director. So we've gone to multiple places, and we did a poverty march in Mississippi where we went into Mississippi and went into the areas where there's still actually no running water, and some people don't have TVs, and they actually have a plantation still where people are living on that plantation, and they're still doing night runs on that plantation where they set up the dogs, the people run, and whoever get caught. It's the same process in 2019. People, they're on a plantation, didn't even realize. Now, I'm in Texas, and of course, we know the Juneteenth story. So it was 2.5 years before it was brought to Texas that the people had been free. And as a result of that, still in Mississippi, the word in some places have not gotten to the people. It has been strategically set in place so they will not know that this world exists. It's amazing. I could not believe it. And the houses, and it was a little old black woman. I mean, things that you just would not imagine. You would not imagine that's going on with the wealth that's in this country and the ability that we have as black people to spend our money on non-tangible things. Okay? So the mission of Black Wall Street, number one, is to educate, to inform people of their history, and to educate them about where they've been in respect to where we are, and then give solutions to move forward. They have marched as a people for 50 years, and marching has not changed one thing. Okay. The only thing that has happened is just like with the women's movement. When the women wanted to be liberated, well, black women never had a need to be liberated because even in slavery, we had freedom to move about. The master allowed us to move when the pink women could not move without permission. So we've never been enslaved. We've always had the freedom. So we didn't have to burn no bras, and we didn't have to do none of that nonsense. But that was to dilute the family, to dilute the power of the family, a black family. And so then we have the prison industrial complex that helped to dilute and destroy the family. And let's go back to Julia, Diane Carroll. That television show. She was one of the first black women to have a program on a major network. But it was a single woman who had to sneak her man in and out. And when the welfare people came, they look in the closet, look under the bed. That was real. So that was to humiliate and to take away the authority of the black man and in the family. So you remove him from the family, then you have her left unprotected. Willie Lynch personified. The only thing is they didn't time between two horses and split them down the middle, the baddest of the bad ones. But what they've done now is to take them out of the home and put them in positions where they wound up in prison because they have wives or women or girlfriends or baby mamas who make more money than they do. And then we as women lose our minds because we get some money from the masters, and then we go home and we treat our men, our brothers, our sons as if they are beneath us. That is not the order. And so one of the things that the Red Door Chronicles is going to do, which is another thing that we're going to be talking about, is addressing those issues. So with Black Wall Street, the message is to get to every blighted district, go in and set up a Black Wall Street district, but you go in and find the needs of the people, and then you include them and incorporate them, give them a buy-in, and then give the community what they need. If they need gas stations or laundromats or whatever is missing, that is the mission of Black Wall Street. However, we're not giving them anything. We're showing them how to take what they have already in the community and recirculate it and redirect it for a purpose. So that's my Black Wall Street story.
Woo! All right, ladies and gentlemen, you got it up in here. You have been informed about what Black Wall Street is totally in existence for, which obviously is you and the betterment of you and yours. Ooh, what we're going to do is take a real quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to find out some more about the Black Wall Street and its connection to this thing she slipped out when she said the Red Door Chronicles.